السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم نور قلوبنا بنور الإيمان والقرآن والإسلام، وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم، والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. The last verse of Kawthar. Okay. So we start the discussion of this section with the relationship between Kawthar and Akhtar. So we studied Kawthar. Now we're going to study Akhtar, which is not just think about the opposite of Kawthar becomes Akhtar. What we should never go back to historical narrations, which are really difficult to verify anyways. But at the same time, we shouldn't read the Quran within the context of historical narrations. See. So, إن شانئك هو الأبتر is translated شانئك, the one who hates you. But we don't have to get a person to see that who that was. Anyone who hates, who opposes, rejects the revelation which is conveyed to us by the prophets, the messengers, is the one who is here. It means opposition. Anyone opposes it. And also, at any moment, not a person, but we contradict. At that moment, so we are subject to this Akhtar position, which is cut off. It means no continuation. Doesn't continue. Dead end. And you start and finish there. It reminds you something. You must be familiar with this concept. What does it signify for you? Somebody can help it. But we have been discussing in the classes, so we should understand what Akhtar is. Akhtar. No, for example, if one says there was a man who hates the Prophet, etc., Allah says you are the Akhtar, but we find out that he has 20 children. 10 children. No, it didn't work historically. So we cannot really try to find any person or any particular people, not that time, now as well. Because not every moment, every person really disassociates himself from the truth of revelation. Maybe not related to the prophetic tradition, but at least they may use their human senses, and that moment, a little bit hope, oh, maybe these people talk about the life after death. Maybe true, because really, otherwise life is meaningless, isn't it? For everyone, any human being. So at that moment, a little bit, the door slightly opens for it, and maybe, why not? A doubt comes. It is not absolutely, this person cannot be described as the one who is really After, we should always avoid using any vocabulary in terms of 100% applicable to a person running to the end of his life. It is impossible. People change. Those people may have some moments in their life. They may open up something, realize something. You know, sometimes we call them calamities happen, and people start thinking. Yes, when they are struck by a disaster or something, or serious illness, and they start questioning. That time is the opening. So it is very hard to describe any person 100% from the beginning to the end. He is abtar in his whole life. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because it doesn't make sense to me. Human beings change. But don't see that the people appear on the screens of the TV programs or interviews or panels. They strongly try, not only reject, but ridicule the prophetic messages, religious stand. But you don't know what they are living or how they feel when they go back to their private life. We don't know at night what do they think. We don't know. So when we read the Quran, we should never say, this is exactly describes the person A, B, C, whatever. We can't. We shouldn't say. Quran uses objective, not objective, really. Not objective. What is the word? Examples in the form of physical appearances, concrete things. For example, those people who deny. But we have to understand the purpose of the Quran, purpose of God, not to blame people, but teach us that what the qualities which is described in that text. It may be an unbeliever, it may be usually we find lots of stories about the children of Israel. They call them Jews, or of course this is another matter to discuss, but since it came to my mind right now, the Quran says Hadu, وَالَّذِينَ Hadu, those people who are usually, not always, usually what we hear, who are Jews, Hadu, who are Jews. I'm confused, maybe the word one. Hadu, Yahud, we call them Yahud. No, I don't think so. وَالَّذِينَ Hadu, those became or assumed the attitude of Judaic tradition, which is blamed in the Quran. Because not all Jews are blamed in the Quran. Not everything related to Torah was subject to rejection in the Quran. Even the Quran used this Torah as light and guidance in it. So not all Jews should really despair from the mercy of God. But the Quran says this in some sense. In some sense, those people who read their text, the scholars, they distorted, etc., they are the worst people. So what you have to say now, when the Quran uses those people who became Jews, it means the attitude which is, or the characteristics which is described in the Quran, if you assume this, you are subject to this description and you are blamed for this attitude. when you are doing that. You may say that I'm a Muslim. Doesn't matter. Or we can, yeah, we can, sorry, we can easily understand it by checking ourselves. How? Because as the negative descriptions in the Quran, which is blamed and rejected, is valid, that it is not 100% applicable to any particular person or any particular group of people. They identify themselves. How do we know? Come to the description of the believers. Yeah, we claim that we belong to this group of people. Okay. Quran describes the behaviors and the belief system of the believing people, believers, people. The Quran talks about believers. The people among human beings who believe. That's the Quranic description. Okay. We claim that we are one of those people. Okay, but I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. Yes, you are. Yes, we are. Hopefully. So, but are we keeping in mind what is expected as it is described, certain characters that are described in the Quran to be a believer? What is expected? Because Quran speaks not in between, always very poles, the last position. So human beings are in between. It means there is always gaps. There's always gaps between the perfect one and my situation. I'm not perfect, according to the description of the Quran. All the characteristics described in the Quran. I am not that. But I am on this side, okay? I am on this side. I want to be on this side. But do I fail from time to time to follow the requirements of characteristics of a believer? Yes, I do. Do I act opposite of the description of the Quran, which is ascribed all the activities, all the actions of a human being to be a believer? Do I? Yeah, I do. I do. So can I say that I'm not a believer? No. I'm a believer, but fail. Is it possible? Yeah. Why not to apply it to the other side? A person may be an unbeliever, saying that I don't believe in this and that, but at the same time, from time to time, he may think that, oh, this may be true. Why? When well, it is a good thing to do. Why should I do it? He may also not be describable or cannot be described with the characteristics of an unbeliever 100%. We don't know. So Quran gives the stereotypes, but you have to apply it to yourself. We understood this. So come to the Kawthar, which is given to the Prophet, they say, but when you read the Quran, it says, giving you Kawthar, abundance, you, the reader. Okay? That it means it is in you now. It is with you now. Okay, how about Ebtar? Yeah. You can, if you want to benefit from the Quran, you can say, when I am aware of this description, I experience why? What? Ebtar. For example, let's say, the simple example, the simpler, I am hungry and I ate food, but I was busy with something else. I never thought that it was the grace of God. Yep. And finished. Even I said, Alhamdulillah, at the end, I'm not aware of what I did. It's just a routine. Okay? So, food finished and gone. What happened? My action of eating became after. That action, not because I am an unbeliever, I neglected. Then after. So don't expect any benefit from it, which will open up for you. Open up for you. That, oh, this is a sample, just a sample I am experiencing, but it is a sample of the abundant, endless blessings of the Creator who provided this food for me, who created this food for me. You didn't experience it, you didn't feel it. So it was an after action for you, right? For example, instead of trusting in God, you were so obsessed with something that I will get this, I will get this job, I will get this money, I will get the security, etc. And hoping that it will secure you, not the Creator. Yeah, not the Creator, but it will secure you. Okay? What happened? As far as your expectation of that one point, what happens?
It fails.
Fails. Opening up to the eternity. A scepter. You may benefit from it one day, to maybe 1 year, maybe 10 years, but at the end, after. When you generalize it, no end, no benefit, no continuation, not opening up to anything. These are interesting things. We have to, we should avoid always neither saying that I am 100% believer or this person is 100% unbeliever. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. It is against human nature. So what we have to understand, read the Quran. When the Quran describes those people who are given, freely given, with al-Qaeda means freely given, abundance, those people who see that thing as a window opening to eternity. It means a means of acknowledging the source of that thing. Acknowledging, it's awareness. If you are aware of it, you will be very happy whatever you do in this world, because everything in this world is created for what? To see or to use it as a means of acknowledging the source of its existence. So simple. If you don't use it, you just use the thing itself. Finish. That's it. The scepter. So it is a teaching for me. Of course, this verse emphasizes that it is the one who hates you. Yeah, the one who hates you. Of course, you means maybe the prophet, starting from prophet, as a believer, you too. You don't like it. Someone doesn't like you because your understanding, because of your belief system, because of your identity, whatever. Now, when he doesn't, but in your personality, in your being, as far as this person is concerned, you are representing certain belief system, right? So he doesn't. If someone says I hate you, means he doesn't hate my,
but hates an aspect of you.
my character.
Yeah.
That he does, not because he doesn't like the color of my hair. So how can I say he doesn't like my boldness? No, he doesn't like my ideas, my belief, what I represent.
Question. So I know we're saying like we're kind of using the one as an external being other than my own existence.
Yeah, it's one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, I guess it also holds true if I look at an aspect of me or an ideology within me that is conflicting with what holds to be true. So perhaps we can say a false sense of reality.
From my inside. Yeah. My egoistic side. Alternative side. I call them alternative side. It has to be there. Yeah, that's correct. Excellent. Excellent. So somebody else as well, my side may not like it. No, that is Epter. What is it? What it is calling you our caprices or egoistic expectations, calling us what? Concentrate on the transient side of this existence. That is very usual. So it happens always, but we have to be aware that it is calling us to become an Epter. It means dead end. How do you say it? Cut off? I don't know. Dead end, I say. Non-con. How do you say? Doesn't continue or permanent or temporary. Temporary side of our life. Yeah, always temporary. Enjoyment momentarily. That's it. Anyone, anything?
I was saying that it looks like we might be indirectly emphasizing on this, but this is an if scenario, meaning only if you realize the abundance and only if you quote unquote, like how we understood the meaning of pray and sacrifice, only then can this false sense of reality or this ideology, egoistic, whatever we're saying the one is, then only that can be cut off. If you don't do the above two mentioned, let's say, steps, then it isn't cut off, and that is your path. That is the means of an end.
Yeah, but there is something, as you were saying, that came to my mind. No, if someone realizes the abundance first, everything is endlessly presented to us as a grace, and it demonstrates the eternity side of this creation, of course, eternal side of this creation. So it is beautiful, but if someone then if you cut off yourself from it, you find yourself in a momentary enjoyment of this life, and that's it. But if you are not aware of it, you are always in Epter position, but you don't feel it because you don't see the alternative of it. Only within your human side, that the human side expects to have abundance, eternity. You say, well, you shut up. There is no way for it. This is just a wishful thought. Forget about it. But still, it suffers. But he's not really experiencing and losing it. So, but it depends on the person's position.
Well, you might not be losing the abundance, but you're still experiencing the end of whatever it is that you're experiencing.
You are, right? Definitely. It is impossible not to.
Yeah.
No, unimaginable not to. It's a human being, definitely. But some people use this attitude saying that, come on, forget about it for now. They don't really think about it so that they can't really feel the difference, 100% difference. So what those people, what they do, they feel it, some people, but very rare people, they feel it but because of their free will, using their free will in the wrong way, they deliberately reject it, saying that, no, it is just an imagination. You heard of it, and it is your cultural, the influence, you are under influence of the culture. That in the culture, everybody talks about eternal life. You think that, no, there may be eternal life, people talk about it. They say, what? There is no such thing. So don't leave yourself to the influence of the effect of the culture around you. Some people say it is inhuman, it not really a real one, but we imagine it. That's the production of the imagination, they say, just to justify their attitude. Any concern, anything?
I feel like it's a complicated emotion that is being described. The one in which you as a human do find yourself with caprices or with the desire for enjoyment or of experiencing something that you know is temporary, right? Like I feel like we all do. And over here, it seems as if, like, if you cut off that ideology, you will, that's what sort of seems like the instruction, cut off the ideology with which you consume things, knowing that they are temporary. At the same time, I feel like it's not just like cutting off just seems a little too simple because as humans we are arguing back and forth. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Why should I do this? There is a process going on. And I don't know. It feels like how am I supposed to understand the conversation one has with themselves over, um, when they're conflicted. At the same time, even if something is momentary, I can still enjoy it, knowing it's momentary, knowing that it still points to an eternal source. But I, I also see the enjoyment of that thing temporarily as also characteristic of the eternal source, that, oh, like this is, I don't know, it's also like fits the nature of this universe too. I appreciate everything I do appreciate is temporary. So I take that into account. Too much fun, you stop having fun,
In this world.
In this world. So even in this world, I know that, let's say if someone takes too much of a vacation, they'll feel tired.
Too much
of a vacation.
I see.
Some people will be like, okay, I'm done now. Right? Even in this world, we are considering the fact that enjoyment or, what we want is temporary, but we accept it. But we can still acknowledge this eternal source through that experience.
Do you choose from your moments of, do you prefer your moments of, for example, vacation? You get bored of it and then go and torture yourself? Or
I personally don't.
Do something else. Change something else. That is the eternity of or continuation of
that
enjoyment.
Experience.
But
right.
Physical interaction is limited here. The physical interaction may be against human nature, depending on the condition. But physical relation, but enjoyment itself, love itself, affection itself, receiving mercy itself, always human beings need eternally. For example, you may say, okay, somebody loves me, but it is too much boring, yeah? But still, do you want the people hate you and other people all hate you? No, but you look for another conditions, physical conditions that you exercise again love.
Right.
Yeah. This is the nature of this world. That's why in the next creation, this God describes, the Quran describes it as, you will always enjoy it. Yeah, you will always enjoy it. You will always feel serenity, comfort, relaxation. Yeah, always happiness. But it doesn't mean that your life will become static, because my Creator created me with the capacity not to like static creation. We need change, but we don't want the opposite side. So I entertained my life very well. Now I have to go under certain conditions that I will torture myself as an alternative. No, entertainment in another position. So this word doesn't allow it because it makes us thirsty for the eternal creation. So it is a kind of saying very widely used in certain circles in the wisdom tradition that if we destroy our prison cell in this world, it opens up eternity. But if we solidify our limited life and limited expectations of the pleasure from this world, we cannot see the eternal happiness or pleasure in this world. That's why they say we have to really get out of our body prison cell. It's a prison cell here. It means not to try to satisfy your egoistic, material side of it, but continues to destroy it. Do you understand? Destroying. Continues to destroy it. How can you do that? For example, let's say the simplest example. The simplest example is you are eating, what shall we eat today? Strawberry. Is it the season? I don't know. Nothing.
The
is
season
seasonally.
is summer for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's eat strawberry. It is a very wisely used, actually, but some people may not like it because of the apparent description of the literal description of the fiqh rules. So, for example, they say, which makes sense, first destroy the material side of strawberry. What is left? Body of strawberry.
Taste.
What is that? Sorry?
Taste.
Taste. What else?
Smell.
Smell. What else? Vitamins. Yeah. Nourishment.
Purpose.
And the message it carries about this is maker. Yeah. For the qualities of its maker. He's a creator. It must be a creator. It must be a designer. It must have a purpose, right? Yeah. It must have relationship. It must have the intention to establish a relationship between me and the himself by creating the strawberry that I am attracted to it. I enjoy it. So destroy the body, material side of it. See the quality in it. Quality is manifested in it. So don't pay attention to the strawberry itself. The quality is manifested in it. The simple example is, again, the art. If you see an art represented in something, if you just pay attention, for example, or maybe it is a little bit sensitive subject, but if you pay attention to the paper quality of the Quran, okay, and handwriting, calligraphy of the Quran, or beautiful recitation of the voice of the reciter, if you pay attention to that, what do you do? You lose the message in it. Because the book is in the example of Quran or something else, you can call it anything actually. You lose the concentration focusing on the message in it. If you pay attention to its body. Yeah. The message is inevitably to be missed. So We have to destroy that side. Yeah, maybe a beautiful design, illustrations, beautiful illustrations. Okay, that's beautiful illustrations. There's nothing to do with the spirit of the Creator. Beautiful recitation. It has nothing to do with the purpose of the Creator. To make a musical.
But beauty has to do with the purpose of the Creator.
But as far as the speech of the creation is concerned, now we are reading the Quran, for example, right? So the recitation of a beautiful voice, reciting a text with a beautiful voice, or writing it in the best calligraphy, you can do it in another book or another sentence. You can entertain it there. But the purpose of the Quran is what? To convey the message. Right? To convey the message. If you pay attention to body of the Quran, but not the message in it, what happens? You lose it. You don't read the Quran. Yeah, you like the beautiful voice. So this man, for example, this person who recites the Quran with a beautiful voice, let's say that with the same melody, with the same beautiful voice, not reciting the Quran, but in another text in Arabic. What if you pay attention to the beautiful recitation of the Quran? Everything changes. But the beautiful recitation is beautiful in itself, but it is not the purpose of the Quran. So the calligraphy, you write the the Quran with beautiful calligraphy, okay? So you like the calligraphy now, the body. So if this person uses this art, not with the Quranic verses, but with another Arabic poem, for example, you still enjoy the calligraphy. What is the difference? The spirit of the Quran, if you like, as opposed to body. That's what we are coming now to ourselves. The spirit of the Quran is the meaning. Body of the Quran is the way it is written, the way it is designed, illustrated, recited. Now, if you don't ignore this side and focus on the meaning, it doesn't mean that we should read the Quran not with a beautiful melody or something. No. But at the same time, Quran is not out there to convey the message with this beautiful recitation. You can recite beautifully any religious text. It wouldn't be on anything really. People keep listening to the music, for example. Why do they keep listening to the music? They like the music, yeah? So if you pay attention to the musical side of the Quran, you lose the message. Exactly the same. So when it comes to us, so what we have to do, we have to tear off our carnal desires, but see the meaning in their existence. The same thing. That's why some people interpret. You must have heard this interesting, very common example. I was a hidden treasure, and I needed to be. I wanted to be known, so I disclosed myself by creating this. It's a beautiful saying. Yeah, it's a beautiful saying. It's a beautiful description of reality. Do you agree with me? Yeah, this creation out there is to reveal the qualities of its creator. Otherwise, as far as we are concerned, the creator will be a hidden treasure from us, as far as we are concerned.
I've heard this before, and I remember thinking about one thing though, the sentence in which it says, "I want to be known." So I have trouble understanding, and I think one place I may have read "needed to be known," and but I have
No, not needed. I want to. Yes, okay.
But basically, just saying that there is a desire to be known, and I guess
Well, excuse me. Can I interrupt
Sure.
you? Useless. This thought. You know why?
Why?
We mentioned maybe at this
Okay,
time,
we
if
can't
not
think from
100.
God's perspective.
When we read the message from the revelation, okay, all those people who imitate the language of the revelation, right? And follow, not imitate to replace it, but follow it and use the same style. So some people says this saying belongs to the Prophet Muhammad. Some people say no, but it is the product of the Muslim mind. You understand? Because they follow the way the Quran teaches and reproduced new form of presentation. So their aim is to speak to human beings. Stand up, sit down, and make something, man. Don't be comfortable. Of course, if I sit comfortably, I will fall asleep. That is inevitable. That's human. So stand up, walk around. Yeah, it is nothing wrong. Don't worry. Do something. Drink water. Something, man. Wash your face. For me, it is the case as well. For every human. So they speak to your senses within your capacity. The language that I wanted to be, that who is speaking here, the one who creates the universe. Can you see that any sign in the creation that he needs something? He wanted to be known. That's my way of seeing from my perspective. Right? I have to turn if you like, projector from my side now. That's why the people use this expression again. When you look at the mirror, they say, don't blame the mirror if there is something not good or you like it. Why?
It's just a reflection.
It's a reflection of yourself. So we have to look from this side, right? The real object there, we are looking at the reflection from our perspective. So it is us to understand this better. How can you explain this to human beings? So the creation is out there, and the people keep asking the same question, saying that why the creator, they say, of course, in a sarcastic way, they say, why the creator needed to create us and needed us to acknowledge him and worship him. It's a very common, simple-minded question. Why? But you look at from your perspective. Do you need it or not? Are you in need of it? Aren't you? Don't you need of getting to know the treasure from through this word? What is behind it? It means, don't you need it to get to know who created the universe? Do you need it or don't you need it? Which one? You need it. Yeah? It is the response to your need. So, but which kind of language? It is human language. I mean, human language is a God's language, but in terms of human level. That's why it is called what? Condescension. Why condescension? Coming to human and using human vocabulary. In the Quran, which language it is used? Arabic, which is used by human beings. Right? Now, if they say, this is what we see in the universe, that is correct, but how can I relate it to myself? Yeah, the universe is out there in order to reveal the qualities of the creator, of its creator, so that we get to know the creator of the universe. How can I relate it to yourself? All the qualities of the creator is within you too. Manifested. Yeah. Although limited and in the manifested form, but they are the given samples, but not the samples, a piece of it, but reflection. In the form of reflection, the samples of this in a mirror, like a mirror. Do you think when the mirror reflects, the object in front of it gets some part of it? So some part, for example, a millionth part is in the mirror now. Can you say that? No. But the real object is 100% is there. And as far as the real object is concerned, 0% is in the mirror. But what is reflected in the mirror?
100% of the object.
Yeah, 100% of the object's qualities as far as the capacity of the mirror. You see what I mean? The mirror doesn't see you, your mind, etc. But that's why they say, look, when you look at the universe, when you consider what is going on in the world, so if you see something ugly, if you see something not really, pleasant, check yourself. It is just a mirror. You are looking at the mirror. Yourself is there. It means your understanding, your interpretation is reflected there. So come to yourself. Now, tear of the physical side of yourself and demonstrate it, show the meaning in your existence. So if they call this language, they use this kind of language. If you don't die within yourself, you don't disclose what is in you. If you want to know yourself, no. If you want to know the qualities of your creator, you have to tear off your carnal relationship or expectations from this world. You understand this? Not necessarily that the universe is like this, you are also like this. You are also created with this capacity. So use your capacity and see the eternity in yourself. Do we see the eternity in our expectations? Do you see the eternity in your human expectations? Yes or no?
Supposed to.
I was going to say you see eternity through your
but you experience that, that such a thing must exist.
Yeah.
Such a thing must exist. You experience it within yourself. So in our practical life, what we do, we engage in transient, temporary, epter activities themselves. But if you tear them off, if you tear their material side of it, you will see eternal side of it. So if you don't pay attention to the physical side of the let's say beautiful art, a piece of art, what you see, only artistry there. Right? Only artistry there. It's a typical example is if you look at the glass, just concentrate on the glass itself, what you see? The dots, dirt, stains on the glass. If you intend to look what is behind it, what you see? You don't see the dirt on it, dirt or stains on it. You see what's behind. Exactly the same way. You see yourself, look at yourself in order to know your side which looks eternity. So you always feel that I am in need of eternity. How can I gain it? So you know that you know that this human side cannot be attributed anything to do with this universe. We know this, isn't it? This is a good methodology. We cannot attribute these qualities, human qualities, which opens up to eternity, to anything in this world. Right? Right or wrong? So you can see the hidden treasure of the universe within yourself. That's what this sentence says. I was a hidden treasure. So I wanted to be known, so that I created the universe, the creation. You say, my creator was a hidden treasure. He created me in order to know him. Makes sense? So the only thing is, we should not follow the Epter way. Epter way is temporary side of us, temporary desires, temporary considerations. Yeah, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't work, but we just resign from our jobs, etc. But see always in pleasure. For example, most of us love our mothers, maybe all of us, but most of us, let's make 1 out of 1,000 exception. So let's put all of us, our mothers or family members, etc. Okay, as a mother, he may not, she or father he may not be up to our expectation standards, but still they represent something. They looked after you when you were a baby, when you are needing, still they are concerned with you, etc. But sometimes they don't know how to put the limit. That is something annoying, but you know that they do it out of compassion, right? But they may make mistakes, okay, but they misuse what they are expected to represent, compassion for their children. That's automatic. But they misuse it because they have free will. Most of the time I see that, especially among the Muslim culture, they definitely misuse it. They don't know how to keep it in balance. Yeah, they exploit it. So they, instead of being a vehicle for the disclosure of the treasury, treasury of compassion, endless, it means Kawthar, what they do, they own it and they impose it on you. That's what usually the Muslim families behaving this way. I mean, it is impossible to miss it. So they own it and impose it on you. They don't say, it's not mine. Allah employed me, I don't know. I'm not going to be bossy on you. Is it possible? If you find a woman, get married with a son or son or daughter. Don't worry about it. So otherwise, what we do, either the mother owns the compassion or the child attributes the compassion to the mother. Now, what is hidden treasure is put in the body. Rather than body needs to be torn off, and see the hidden treasure in it. Yeah. For example, we now need to entertain ourselves, see pleasure in our life, experience the pleasure in our life. What we do, instead of using this desire to experience the eternal pleasure, eternal pleasant, how do you say, being eternal happiness, what we do, we put this expectation into the matter itself and if you like, bury it there and say that I want this fruit, I want this fruit, I want to taste this one as well. What do we do? Put piles and piles of different things on the shopping cart. When you come home, you say, okay, whatever. Shopping is so exciting. Why do you think shopping is exciting?
This sense of pleasure that you're expecting from it.
Yeah.
Only
They will
sense of
satisfy me. This will satisfy me. This will satisfy me. And then they set shopping lists and they love it. They go somewhere. If there is no shopping there, they get bored. Do you notice that? Yeah. Oh, there's nothing to do here. What? No. It works in reverse side as well. The things, the material side of it, transient side of it, need to be turned off. But what we do, we human side put it into this human eternal side. Chest, lock the chest, and you don't benefit from the treasure at all. That's what we do. And life becomes ebter. Don't go anywhere those unbelievers, the enemies of the prophet or enemies of the believers are experiencing ebter. No. I experience ebter in my life. It is so much alive with us. We have to be careful and we have to encourage ourselves, please. Don't throw the treasure, eternal source of eternal happiness, into a box. One day enjoyment, one moment enjoyment. Oh, come on, it's not worth it. So I read something. It's interesting. A person gives an example, says, at that time when the author wrote this text, let's put it not to make it clear, that time the most beautiful, exciting city was Baghdad. Yes? So it was the center of civilization, science, everything, philosophy, Quranic studies, everything was centered. But Baghdad means everything. Later on, the Cordoba or something became the center of everything. And then there is no center. Everywhere is corrupted, to be most of them. So Baghdad, he says, I loved it when I was reading. They took the cow and made it walk from the one end of Baghdad to the other end. What attracted the attention of the cow was a watermelon skin. Do you understand watermelon skin? They love it. Crunchy watermelon. Don't you say skin? You may use some another word. I don't know.
Got it.
Sorry?
You got it. Crust, skin.
Sorry?
Skin, crust.
Crust. Watermelon crust. He went and do you understand? It means we may be, I'm sorry, but we have to be careful, including myself. We may be the cow traveling through the treasure, but get only craft of a watermelon. And because it's lovable for me, my expectation is this. That is what Iman training, belief training is all about. Not to fall in this, unhuman behavior. Use your treasure in order to know what is in the treasure of the universe. The source of the treasure. It is just a mirror in you, manifested in you, in your mirror. You are a mirror. So simple to understand. Is it so complicated? Difficult? But we may not apply it because when we talk about religion, what comes to our mind?
Right, wrong.
Sorry?
Right, wrong.
Sorry? Right, wrong? No. Rules. Rules,
Yeah.
yeah. You mean this. Rules. That is what the main deception of the Jewish scholarship. Treated the Torah, turned it into a book of law. Even the name of Torah it means law in their language. Only law. It means right and wrong. Do this haram, this halal. Yeah? We don't think that we may be a cow traveling the Baghdad of the Quran, if you like. Yeah? Quranic. So, and we may just concentrate on one physical things there, one, two physical things. Forget about the eternal side of it as a treasure. Okay, let's move. I think I made a lot, so let's go. Escape. Yep. Shall we change it? Yeah. Shall we just?
There's a question.
Okay.
I don't understand. It is the one who hates you.
Sorry.
I don't understand this verse.
Which one?
It is the one who hates you, who
Yeah.
has been cut off.
Yeah.
So what is it? What does it mean? So I'm reading it. It is the one who hates you.
Yeah.
So to understand this, I need to connect it to prior verses, right? Just to understand this one, number 3.
Yeah.
So what does it mean? What is it telling me? It is the one who hates you. Who hates me?
Well,
Is it like-
what have we been? Excuse me. Don't be under attack. What have we been talking about since the beginning of this class today? Not the one attitude. And what this gentleman says something very interesting. The side of you who hates your expectation of eternal life. So concentrate on. So immediate pleasure. Don't you see this? Immediate pleasure in passing news about something. The Quranic language is inspiring you, whispering you. No, just enjoy it. Right? They don't say that open the chest, see the treasure in it. That's what, if you want to see the hidden treasure, what needs to be done? Open the chest. Chest means craft. Did you say crust? Crust side of this word, crust side of us. It means material side of us. Say it. That is the one who hates you. Now, again, never ever, I think I must make it very clearly, never ever use the Quranic language in personal or group identity sense.
What do you mean by that? Don't use it in group identity sense.
For example, Muslims, Jews, Christians, Hindus, atheists. No. Not the groups of the people, but attitude, ideas, what they are after, what they do. Sometimes, if you think that I am a Jew, no, definitely not. Yeah? I am a Christian, no, astaghfirullah. I hit you, I really kill you if you say this. Yeah, I am a Muslim. But don't you see many Christian attitude in me? But the Christian, not those Christians do. The Christian qualities described in the Quran and labeled them as Christians. To understand, when you read the word Christian, are you expected to remember when you read this word in the Quran? Certain attitude which represents this ideology. Got it? That's why the Quran says, وَالَّذِينَ هَادُوا means those people who follow the corrupted attitude of certain Jew people. That is the characteristics of corrupting the text and turning it into a, let's say, racial history of a nation, something like this. So making it into worthy thing, for example, Ard al-Maw'ud, this promised land became a geography part of the earth on the world, promised land. Promised land, that eternal happiness will be experienced. Where is it? What's the promised land to the children of Israel?
Inside the treasure.
Sorry?
Inside the treasure box.
Treasure box. It's there. Where is it? What does it represent? Promised land for you? What's the promised land? Where you want to go that God promised you? What did God promise you? Come on, what is promised in the Quran? Heaven, paradise, right? Children of Israel represents what? Those people who follow the prophets. And are you a member of the children of Israel? Yes, I am. I follow a prophetic message. I may fail from time to time, but my intention is to follow. I am a children of Israel, one of the children of Israel. Yeah, my promised land is what the message that the prophet I follow gives to me. What is promised for me? Paradise. That's so simple. So that's Quran says, look, don't turn this into material form. Children of Israel, a certain race. Promised land is a certain piece of the earth. So what we do, compassion is my mother. Not your mother, your mother's a chest. Don't cheat yourself. Your mother definitely will die. You will die. But what is treasure which doesn't die? Compassion itself, eternity, eternal compassion itself. Wake up. It is easy to say, it's difficult to do if you don't really make an resolution, firm resolution. This is wrong. I'm not going to lose myself into the meta body.
Well, you do have to experience it. You do have to experience the
pain
or the temporariness to further continue the investigation to get to what really matters.
And then afterwards, what are you going to do? Open the chest.
Yeah.
Open the chest, see the treasure in it, man. It did yourself too. Open your chest, see the treasure in it. What you see, the treasure in you, all the reflections of the quality of the eternal one who created you. Within yourself, within your expectations. Anything, check. What do you like? Whatever you like. Do you want it to do you want for this to get to an end after? Whatever you enjoy in your life. For example, let's say being healthy. Do you want the being healthy to come to a dead end? Do you desire? One day, I hope this health will come to an end. Is there any man in this world having this experience? Huh? So if you put your all expectations of, for example, compassion, we kept this example today. So compassion into the chest of your mom or father, whatever, what happens when your father dies? You go mad. You go mad. The chest is destroyed. Whatever in it as well, because you thought that This is the compassion body of your mother. And it will definitely, she will definitely die. And you will experience what? After. Wake up. That's the typical example. If you love, or for example, mango, as I do. so when you eat mango finishes, when I am told that don't eat much fruit, okay? It is sugar and it's not good for you, for your age is okay. Keep away. Oh, no mango. Dead end. Dead end. And definitely when I die, no mango. I will become a mango for the worms, my body, of course, in the grave. They will love it. True. That is how our life is displaced. It is simple things, but I don't know what we don't experience it. I don't experience it. Why? Because we fail. We always fail. That's what the Quran says. Remind, remind, remind. واذكر إن نفعت الذكرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى. Remind them. If reminding, or it means really if means when, may. The reminding may give them benefit. Make them, if in this context means not if. If in Arabic, in نفعت الذكرى, in English if, they say the in. No. It needs context in this structure. The language says it means not if. It means, sorry, it may. It may, as human beings, we need to remind every day each other, don't lose ourselves in this world. Don't lose ourselves, I'm saying lose, and lay or put our hope in this world. But that's what I need. Yes, I need to have a relationship with your mom. Yeah. But see, that is a chest, in it compassion. Yeah. So I love compassion. But eternal compassion, not after compassion. Yeah. So look at the mirror. In the mirror, you love something. You see that, all right? For example, what you do, you use the computer and go, and what is presented there, they make a beautiful picture of the merchandise, whatever it is, the good, and then you love it. What do you want to do when you love it? To buy it. It is here in the mirror. That's enough. Just watch it. No, I want to have it. I want to have it. Yeah. You don't say just watch it is not enough. No, you have to have the real object. So when you see exactly not maybe in the screen, but mirror, the same analogy. In the mirror, you see something. Oh, it's beautiful. Do you want to hug the glass, the mirror? I love you. What do? The real object manifested in it. Turn to the real object. It's a very simple example. Turn to the real object. Not hug the glass chest. Treasure is reflected there. So go back to the treasure. But it doesn't mean that we should break the glass. Right? Reflecting, oh, you are nothing, I'm going to break it. If you break it in this world, you are deprived. You deprive yourself of the representation of this beautiful treasure. Mm-hmm. So it will be there. It will say, okay, let me not get it dusty, because when it gets dusty, dirty, it doesn't reflect well. So polish it, clean it, wipe it, but at the same time, your heart is where? What is reflected there? If it is not if your heart is not there, but in the mirror, and mirror definitely is going to break. It is going to break, definitely. This is beautiful. This word, I really admire the way it is created. It's beautiful. Everything is so meaningful and makes sense to me. So whatever I see in this world, really, even in the negative sense, also, I don't like this one. It is also beautiful. Yeah. You want something or not?
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to be happy about this question, but
Let's see. Again, don't say, but it says the one. Who is he?
no.
Okay.
So jumping, like, kind of adding on to what you said, right? Like, this world is beautiful, provided that you see the meaning in it and everything. I share that thought. But doesn't it make you wonder, and this is where you get into speculative land, but doesn't it make you wonder what type of creation must be required, or like must be given to me in order for me to experience something endlessly? Because I do get, I would say, a sample or a taste of that here.
Yes.
Meaning, if I'm attributing, let's say the example of compassion, if I'm attributing the source of compassion not to be my mother or my father or anyone else, but the ultimate or the true source, if I'm attributing it to it, that realization gives me a sense of comfort, completion, contentment, whatever you want to call it. And for me, in this form of existence, I can say that I'm experiencing eternity.
Yeah.
I might not be, I'm not sure if I can say physically experiencing eternity, because the aspect of my creation, which is physical, is temporary in its nature. But in the essence of its creation, I can experience eternity. So personally, it makes me wonder what type of existence is required, where, like, what changes from this type of creation to the new creation that we often talk about, where I must experience something eternally forever, where there is no sense of temporariness, or I can forget, I guess, the ultimate truth.
Yeah. As far as the conditions of this creation is concerned, it is a beautiful set of scenario. It is a perfect set of scenario. In its transience, it really repels my expectations that please don't turn your expectations to me. I cannot satisfy you, as the mirror says, I cannot satisfy you. Look for the original. If it was a little bit permanent, then we should say, okay, you are satisfying my expectations, because we have to understand these two sides of the matter. Now, why human beings are created with the quality to desire eternity in or for each of his or her senses. Eternity. Can it provide eternity by itself? Human self? No. But the desire is in us. That's why we have to concentrate. People have been talking about evolution is wrong, materialism is wrong, you cannot explain this and that in how it is physically happening. No, forget about that. I am a human being. My body is okay, that's there. I've got my human feelings, which requires eternity. Neither myself, nor my body, nor the whole universe satisfy this. But they remind me. So this correspondence between the source being eternal and me needing the eternal. Look at the correspondence in the opposite direction. Do you get it? So it is just like two poles of the magnet. Now, one of them, the source of eternity, who's the creator. The other one is the one who is who requires eternity. So they attract each other. What we do, if we are not aware of our reality, we cannot be aware of the reality of the creator of this universe. We have to make sure. That's why we have to think of ourselves first, rather than who created the universe out there. No. First check yourself. Who are you? What are you looking for? How are you looking for? Your material side is just a glass of the mirror. Nothing more. No, it's going to die. You never know. On the not all the outlets on the floor is dead. So just okay. It's easy for Feriha. Just that put there, it works. I tried before. So I mean, today is a different thing going on, a kind of ego training. Now it's beautiful. We need it. Inshallah, I need it. It is beautiful. We neglect this. If you don't know yourself, you cannot know your creator at all. To me, it is an established principle. First, know who I am. First, don't lose yourself with this stupid cultural influences saying that I know this, I love this, I want this in my house or something. I want this dress, or I love it, if only I had money, or I owe this kind of car. Or this. Okay, you need eternity. You need eternal pleasure for everything. For example, you need to see, to be able to see, because seeing is a really very important. If you lose your eyesight, you will see how horrible it is for you. So you need it. Power of sight, but you know that you are going to die. Your body will not satisfy your expectation. That's how you are beautifully created. So your body says, no, I am not for it. Yeah, I'm not for it. So that's one thing. So you said from your eyesight until your satisfaction, all your, senses, expectation of all your senses. So that is, now. Now go and search for the satisfaction, any means of satisfaction for your need, because it's what you need. So go to the market. Market doesn't mean that this market we know now. What are possible sources for you? Galaxies satisfy your needs today? Forget about galaxies. So the earth satisfy your needs. Anything belonging to this world satisfy your need for eternity. Human sense is not satisfied with temporarily. Yeah. For example, would you like to, for example, to lose your power of sight next year? No. The second year? No, 5 years later. Yeah, 5 years later. No. Wait 5 years, that you and me, the same. Wait 5 years, and this 5 years is finished now. Okay, you are going to be blind. Would you say, okay? No one says this. Nothing in this world satisfies you. Okay, what shall I do? That's what we have to do, this very simple training for ourselves. Every time, what I am looking for, what I am in need of. Very simple. So this alternative between Kawthar and Ebtar is always with me. Kawthar, Ebtar. Are you looking for Ebtar sources? Are you looking for Kawthar sources? Which one? Which one you need? So But you find no way of satisfaction your human needs. That's it. Somebody says, but the science will explain everything. Okay, science will explain the body side of it. Science, or nobody can explain my need for eternal satisfaction for all my senses. Correct? Yeah. Look for it, and you start coming back to yourself. Where did I get these senses? Where did I get them? Oh, whoever gave existence to me as I am wants, for me, wants to disclose himself to me, introduce himself to me through these needs. Through these needs. Look, I gave you this in order to come back to me. That's why everything in the Quran is very frequently used language. وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. Everything is going to go back to him. Who to him? Quran says, the one who created you. It's very simple. You know the famous verse in the Quran? Yeah? أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الْإِنسَانُ أَنْ يَضْرِبَ مَثَلًا what أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الْإِنسَانُ when I think of it, it does come and in the Yasin last page. Yeah. أَوَلَمْ يَرَ إِنَّا خَلَقْنَا لَهُمْ أَوَلَمْ يَرَ. Sorry? Yeah, أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الْإِنسَانُ. No, there was a forgetting about. Come on, man. When you think about it, it doesn't come. Yes, in the last verse, last.
Yasin.
Sorry?
Yasin.
36. Chapter 36. Yeah, okay. Read it.
Oh, sorry.
Slowly, man. Slowly. Okay, did. Okay, he found it. Yeah. Now, don't they see the human beings whom we created from cell? Yeah. And وَلَمْ يَرَى الْإِنسَانُ إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاهُ مِنْ نُطْفَةٍ فَإِذَا هُوَ. And now become challenging. Who are you? You see? Okay, continue. Yeah. So he just stands up and claims an example saying that, yeah, forgetting his own creation, the way he is, forgetting that, challenges and says what? Come on, this dead body and bones, yeah, when they are rotten dust, who's going to give them life again? Come on. Yeah. Okay. Tell them, whoever created them, built them up, established them as in the form of a human being, and Sha'a means really more than creating. Yeah? Give them a new existence with the new qualities, right? As a human being, أول مرة, it's the first time. Continue the verse. Also, before this, yeah. قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة. He will, no, it is in this verse, this part of the verse. He will resurrect them. It means you will return to him. He will satisfy your needs, your human needs. Yeah? He is He is able to do everything. Now, that is his choice. It's a beautiful example here. So he will satisfy you. The one who gave you the needs will satisfy. Do you understand this? So not only bodily resurrection, correct, it is bodily resurrection as well. But the Quran never explains only or presents us that you will be bodily resurrected only. No, no, no. Your human sides also will be met and revived as it is given to you. So you want the need to be satisfied. That's how you are created. You didn't invent the desire. Yeah, you don't be very ambitious, man. So don't expect eternity. That's what people say. This world is not the source of the place that you satisfy your eternity. There is no such thing. Come on, forget about it. So it is just wishful thinking. That's what they say, these simple-minded people. But I have it. How can I deny myself? And the Quran comes and says, no, whoever gave all these needs will satisfy it. That's why you came from him. You are given all these needs by him. You will turn back to him. It means only by attaching yourself to the source of your existence, it will satisfy you. That's why the Quran says, in order to go to paradise, there is one condition. It means paradise means really experience the satisfaction in a different type of physical existence. That's why a new body is going to be resurrected, given to you. And the creation, in this creation, we are always reminded that, look, you were a baby, you grown up, you change, you see, a new creation, a new creation, a new creation. You are experiencing it, another new creation. Why not? He's able to do that. Demonstrated it in front of you. So returning back to God never ever mean after being dead or after dying, the day will come, you will be resurrected, and you will find yourself in front of God, giving your account. Now it is time to take your account now. Come here now. Huh? You thought that you were forgotten. No. That is symbolically correct. That will happen, but this kind of things will happen. But we can experience it right now if I don't turn the face of my expectations to the eternal source who created them, who gave them to me. So whoever gave these expectations to me will satisfy. Because he gave you the desire. I didn't ask him to give me. That's why he is disclosing himself to me through this apparent inwardly conditions contradiction. What is the contradiction? I keep saying this. The contradiction we experience within this world is beautiful, meaningful, perfect contradiction. I have the eternal desire. The universe is created in such a wonderful way. Huge universe. For us, endless universe. Never satisfies me. The word itself never satisfies me. But demonstrating his ability, how his power is, universe, no one can get to the end by using any kind of tools, anything. No end. But I'm powerful enough to do everything, don't you see? Yeah. So I gave you this desire, only I can satisfy. There's no other way. Sorry. So if we don't turn our face to the source of the desire we have, and just on the way, how do you say, fall into the trap of, I want this house, only if I have this house, I am fully satisfied. You will die in this house. I want this food, I want this clothes. 6 months later, the fashion will change, and you will say, I don't like it. I want my mother, my father, my brother, my wife, my husband. They will die. Why do you cheat yourself, a simple-minded man? To me, I'm speaking to myself. Why do you cheat yourself? But if you have a house, okay, that is something temporary. Don't put your heart there. Don't turn your face to the heart. Don't turn your face to the chest. That's very simple. So have the chest, but don't say you are not going to satisfy me. No, 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 no. My heart, my expectations should not be attached to you, but to the quality represented in your existence. The quality is the Creator revealing himself to you. I am the one who created your house, who created your food, who created your mother, father, brother, whatever. Right? And turn to me. وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. Turn to me. Turn your expectations to me. Do you get it? Isn't that simple? Anything complicated? Is it? Anything difficult to understand? Difficult to experience?
Easily
I know.
said. Easily said than done.
But at least, if we understand it, if we keep it alive, remind ourselves, at the end, it becomes our habitual life. If you say, oh, it is very difficult to do that. So, but you know, we should never forget our share in the world as well. The beautiful exploitation, no, not
Exploitation.
exploiting the words of God. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Oh, yeah, of course you need it. Why? You need the fruit to get the taste and say, who can satisfy me in this taste? The fruit, when you eat it, it disappears. After. But desire for this taste is looking for Kawthar. Beautiful relationship. Kawthar, after. It is up to us to lose ourselves in after objects or turn ourselves to the source of Kawthar. It's free. Human beings are free. Torture yourself. Torture yourself. I love this clothes. I love this car. Torture yourself. I love my brother. Torture yourself. My husband, my wife. Okay. But it doesn't mean that you should just break the glass. But at the same time, it is not source of your expectations. Not that. So we are in between two extreme. Kawthar, after. Hell, paradise. Or paradise, hell. Right? Iman, kufur. In between. So these are the ends. Ultimate. So these, we always say this, be careful. The Quran is a guide. Guide to what? Gives direction. Which, you are in the middle. Which direction you are going to take? This is one direction which goes to this one. This is another direction which goes to paradise. So the Quran describes hell and paradise, not in between. Hell and paradise. This Quran describes Iman and Kufr. Quran describes the world and the eternal life. Yeah. Quran describes the objects of shirk and absolute being, God. Extreme points, because the direction is given. Would you like to go this way or this way? So, can you get the end? No. But you are on the way. That's it. That's what you are expected of. You are expected of. To be on the way. But if you hesitate, if you swerve, you suffer. Definitely suffer. Yeah, you know, for example, I love my car, and everything is electronic now. One part of the electronic goes wrong, car doesn't work. Somebody said, I bought this BMW very cheap. Why? Something went wrong, and the owner was stuck in the middle of his long journey. He said, as soon as I go back home, I will sell it. So he said, I took it and repaired it. It's working now. So you see, suddenly they put you down. That means put you down. That's why usually Allah from time to time gives us some illness or something, or some sort of things start going wrong. Yeah, you love your child, and the child grows up and said, don't enter my room without knocking. So don't really put your nose into my mess up with my iPhone. So the father said, no, don't go into this page, etc. This on the internet. And then he says, okay, why shouldn't I go? And then as soon as he goes out of the on the bus, immediately is going to school. The first thing the father said, don't go there. So what's that? Puts you in despair. That is the beauty of creation, mashallah. Teaches you that, no, don't come to me. Don't come to me. I put you down. Don't come to me. What? Look for the source. It's not me. It is not me. That's what the Quran describes when the Quran describes the hell. So people will say, the Satan whispered us. And no, I just showed it to you, suggested. You came yourself. I didn't push you, did I? You just followed me with your free will. So we have to train ourselves. I think the time is really, I don't know, what time is it?
8:45.
Okay. Oh yeah, 8:45, I see that. So thank you very much, Jazakumullah. Inshallah, Kawthar, not Kawthar, but Takathur next week. So new subject, but you will see that the Takathur also, as it is, historically narrated that after immediately, attached to Kawthar, Takathur is revealed. You will see the relationship between Kawthar. The same idea is really, how do you say it, emphasized, hammered on in Takathur. Why? Because these are the early revelations. The human beings need this training first. First of going Hajj, going Umrah, or doing Salat, or praying, fasting. No, these are later. Now, these foundations must be established first. Right? These are the first revealed, the first and the second, the early second year of the prophetic mission. These are very interesting. We need them immediately first, this training. So when the Ramadan comes, people say, why don't we talk about Ramadan? Oh, everybody is talking about Ramadan. Yeah, without having all the verses revealed before the Ramadan verse was revealed. What are they talking about? These are the background of it. Where are they? Who is going through this training? If you don't go through this training, what are you going to do with fasting, for God's sake? What is that? What is it good for? Just culture. Your religious culture. There's no foundation. If there is a foundation, welcome. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't fast, but even Ramadan comes, we will continue studying this. Have you noticed the years along in the past? Have we just talked about Ramadan at all? During Ramadan even? And how to prepare yourself for Ramadan? Yeah? Fast 6 days before Ramadan to get ready for it, prepare yourself. It is just misleading. The minds are going there, forgetting about the essentials. But the Quran doesn't do that at all. Doesn't do that. Fasting came later, much later in Medina, and not early Medina, in the mid Medina or something time.
Like 10 years after the
Sorry?
revelation. 10 years after the
16, most probably in the mid of Medina life. Yep. What does it mean? We have to go through the training of 15 years of revealed verses, and like this, not saying that those people who hated the Prophet, so they are abtar, and abtar because people's last son died, the Prophet's last son died. It's ridiculous things. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
His last son died, and the people said, "Oh, Muhammad is an abtar." What are you talking about, man? No, don't make story out of the Quran is talking about Muhammad's son died. None of my business, man. And the one who said is abtar his, sorry, this is Muhammad abtar. No, he's not abtar. You are abtar. Are you a child? The chapter said that my father is more powerful. The other one said, my father beats your father up. Like this. So you found out that this guy who says Muhammad is abtar in the story, of course.
Yes.
And the Quran says, no, you are abtar. You found out that he is 12. He has 12 children. He's not abtar. So Quran is making up. It's I don't know what doesn't make sense, but I was a silly way of understanding the Quran. But isn't that reduction? Is that insulting the Quran, don't you think? The speech of God? This kind of reading, 16 years, and then you can say, okay, people understand now we have to fast. We have to fast. Yeah? Because of this and these reasons that we have been training ourselves in 16 years. Oh, this is the wisdom of the Quran, whether follow it or ignore it. Up to you. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah next Saturday, and if not,
This Saturday we're going to be here.
with heaven.
With him.
Yeah, train goes there.
I will
Sit,
come.
take your book, sit in it, feel as if you are at home. It's warm. I took the train. It is warm and comfortable, really. What shall we do? I mean, most people prefer that. Okay, that's it. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Fi amanillah. Inshallah.